Okay, now I'm gonna try to review some Dario Argento movies. Um, I want I want to review the ones that I liked or enjoyed the most, and I know there I've seen his other ones, but these are the ones that I enjoyed the most and own. And the first one I'm gonna review is 19 I think it's 86 no 1987's Opera. Um, most people when they talk about Argento, he kind of goes to like periods. Uh, most people like his early 70s giallo stuff, like Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Four Flies on Grey Velvet, Deep Red, and then goes into the later 70s with, Suspiria, which is his most famous film. Then, my favorite period, I do like Suspiria, which is one of my favorite ones. My favorite era is the late 80s Argento. And I forgot to mention in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, Tenebrae is another one. That's an underrated one. But when people talk about Argento, those are like the famous, their most favorite ones, or the 70s eras to the early 80s. But mine's like, my favorite is the mid 80s to late 80s era, which is only two movies I can think of, which is Opera and Phenomenal. But but being saying that, a lot of people consider Opera to be his last great movie. Uh, but after I haven't really seen this movie after Opera, so I can't comment on that. But anyways, this one is my favorite, and the reason why is because how dark it is and how violent it is. I don't know. I read that Argento made this movie when he was really depressed, so that's why it has like a very dark tone to it. But those are kind of movies I like. I like movies with a darker tone to it. But anyways, so this movie is about a young actress who's starring in is trying to get a job in a in an opera. She's trying to get a part in an opera. In the beginning of the movie, one of the actresses, she gets hit by a car and injured. So they're like, oh, we got this job open for you. You can now take the lead role. So she takes it, and now she's being stalked by this overly obsessed fan who starts killing off all her best friends and everything. And the killer what he likes to do, or she, whatever. It's a he. Okay. But he likes to tie her up, pin her eyes open. She has pins in her eyes open like this, kind of like Clockwork Orange style, but like this. You can't really see him, but he tapes it under her eyes to hold her eyelids open. So when he murders someone, she could see it. And basically, that's what the whole movie is. And yeah. And then you find out, who the killer is, and she has to destroy him, and blah blah blah. Um, like I said, I like this movie because it's more darker in tone. And I mean, most of his movies are, but this one has more. You can tell, like he was going through a rough patch in his life. Um, this is also the era when Argento like put a rock music or metal music to his murder scenes. So every time there's a murder scene that happens, there's like this very violent metal music playing in the background. And then most people are like, "Oh, that's very off-putting." It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it kind of fit the tone of the movie. But there's this scene where her boyfriend, she goes over to her boyfriend's place, and they have sex, and he gets up to go make her tea, and then the killer gets into the house, which I don't understand how he does that. And ties her up to the bed, locks the bedroom door, and then puts the pins on her eyes. And the guy comes back in, he starts stabbing him to death, and you all hear rock metal music playing, and then stabs the guy to death, stabs him through the throat, pulls out like that. You can see the blade sticking in through his mouth. Pretty brutal death. There's one death where one of her friends, I don't get how the killer keeps breaking in and ties her up that fast, and when the friend, enough for time the friend to come back, they leave and then they come back, not even that long. And then, but there's one scene where she's with her friend and they're like where she makes costumes for the plays, and well, she comes back and she sees her friend tied up, and then she starts fighting the killer because the killer's trying to kill her, and she starts beating him with stuff. I think she threw like a iron at him and stuff. Well, he gets a hold of her. She swallows what does she swallow? Freak. I think she swallows a key or something, and so he kills her, and then he sticks the pair of scissors in her mouth, cracks open her mouth like that, and starts shoving the blade down there. I was like, oh my god. I was like, damn, that's so fucking vicious. And then there's some cool camera shots in this. The opening scene is like a first person point of view, where with the actress that quit the play, she kind of you never see her face, but she sounds like this very disdain older lady, and you see her walking off the stage, panning around, looking at the director and the cat and the crew, and then she's walking out like this. She gets hit by a car. That was a pretty cool scene. There's a scene with crows, because in the movie, one of the stage he handles the crows. He gets killed where the crows are at, and then they're saying, "Oh, a crow will know never forget when something happens to him. They'll never forget what's happened." And so they unleash the crow. There's a scene how they're gonna catch the killers, that they're gonna unleash the crows, and then the crows will come and get the killer, so they can capture him. Well, so during the play, they unleash the crows, and there's a point of view scene from the crow's point of view, where it's flying around like this, it's flying around the theater, and it's going down and down, down, and then it goes to the person who's the killer, and they peck his eyeballs and stuff, peck at him and stuff. Um, there's another cool scene where they're in an apartment and they're behind a door, and the killer's trying to break into the apartment, and one of the characters looks through the keyhole, or the little eye hole in the door, and the killer shoots the gun. The bullet goes through. You see the bullet goes through the eye hole, shoots the woman, and blows her head off. Goes through her eyeball, blows her head off, and then it hits a phone, and the phone explodes. But that don't make sense. I'm trying to remember some other scenes in this movie that were pretty cool. The finale was alright. She gets captured by the killer, and they have a big fight, and she sets the theater on fire. And then there's a scene afterwards, which is supposed to tie in with Phenomena, I guess, which was the previous movie. And there's a whole thing, like her killer comes back to life, and then the cops kill him. But there's like a monologue where she's obsessed with nature now and bugs, because I'll get into Phenomena later, but the character in Phenomena had these powers with bugs and stuff where she can control insects. But like the main character's like, she'd rather live in nature now than deal with humans, and like, what? That don't make that didn't make no sense to the movie. But yeah, out of all the Argento movies, yeah, this one did stick with me the most. and I would highly recommend it. I mean, it kind of has more of a slasher feel to it. It's a giallo, but it has more slasher elements to it, which kind of like perked my interest because I'm really into slasher movies. But yeah, I would highly recommend this one. Anyways, that's my review.